So welcome to our evening meditation. So this is an ongoing meditation session that we have started from the time when the lockdown began. And over this 5 months' time, we've been continuously practicing on different aspects of the teachings of the Buddha and how to practice meditation. And it is a form of encouragement and practicing together. So this is an online community that we come together to practice at this time. Doesn't matter where you're from, the matter is your intention. Intention is the key. So the Buddha said that intention is the karma, or the action. Now, we all know that mindfulness meditation is so famous and has become in the mainstream. Everyone talks about. And the translation for this mindfulness meditation or mindfulness is awareness of the present moment, non-judgmental, and whereas in terms of the Buddha's teachings, mindfulness, which was translated from the sati, the sati means being able to be mindful, not just the present moment, but also ability to be mindful of recent past and recent future. We are aware of our body presence here sitting. Meanwhile, we have the recent history that we can remember, that where we came from, what we were doing. And similarly, after this meditation, where I am going to be. So we have this plan as well. And this is known as the sati. So being mindful of the recent past, present moment, and the near future. And the mind, which is aware of these three time schedule and consciously aware of that, an ability to comprehend each and every activities, it's called a sampajanya, or having a clear understanding about things that is taking place. That's why sampajanya is a wisdom part, is translated it into English as a clear comprehension. So one is able to comprehend completely without anything unturned in this moment of whatever is taking place. And the right mindfulness, according to the Buddha, should be wholesome, should be towards the brightness of the mind, which is not harmful for own self and then to others. Now obviously, when we practice a mindfulness meditation, our mind definitely will go to something else, distracts. It won't stay on one object for a longer period of time. It just moves on. But the practice of a meditation is not to keep the mind on the object for a dead end, static, but to begin with that concentration, we learn to know this mind itself, that how it is working. That's why the right mindfulness requires an object to begin with. In the meanwhile, whenever mind distracts to something else or a distraction takes place, in general, in a very gross level, when this mind is distracted from the object that we are paying attention to at that moment, a formula or the ways to deal with that distracted mind is simply observing the mind which is distracted, acknowledging that now my mind is distracted to thoughts or this story or that story from the primary object, and noting distracted mind rather than following the thoughts or trying to make sense of it. We simply note consciously with a clear consciousness, noting the mind which is distracted. And initially we may have to let it go and come back. Initially we may have to force to let go and come back. But gradually, as you develop your meditation, you don't need to force. All what you need to do is to recognize it. Further on, this evening's talk, as I mentioned, the ways to abandon, the 5 ways to abandon that the Buddha instructed in the Vitaka Sandharana, the middle length discourse, number 20, can be very useful if we know how to use these tools. When there is a dominant negative thought is playing a vital role at that time, simply replacing that with the wholesome thoughts or positive thoughts. Or knowing the consequences of it, that may bring harm to oneself or to the family or to the society. Or other times, simply forcefully we divert our attention from that thought or that distraction. Another time, face to face. And it's still the dominant, then we simply suppress it, not letting it to sprout. And in a practice of a meditation, if you are paying attention to the primary object or working with the primary object, it's much easier to see the distractions and how these distractions are influenced. and how does become a stronger